All right. Well, welcome everybody. Welcome back to Aligning with Success. I'm your host, Mike DiMuccio, and I see some new faces. I see Barbara. You are new to this call, but not new to Nikan. So welcome back, I guess. And terrific. I see Tiana. Thanks for joining us, Tiana. You're coming in from Colorado. She is a guest of my daughter, Savannah. We spoke earlier today. We had a really lovely conversation, and people are still popping in. I wanted to first of all just give a shout out to everybody who participated in Saturday's Seiko Kai. I thought that was probably the best one so far. It was really, really well put together. The stories were fantastic. I'm actually really looking forward to the recording. And my kind of Geiger counter right now these days is how my daughters react. And they really, really liked the event. They thought everybody did a great job talking, speaking about their subjects. All the points that were made were really good points. So it wasn't fluff. It was a lot of rich content. So we're really looking forward to getting the recording on that. And I know some of you were on the call that were participants. So I want to thank you again for doing such a great job. You know, these events have a purpose in terms of our business. And you know, nothing says Nikan like people who have been involved in Nikan. And just by the way, just going to give a shout out. So Tiana's a guest. She's not even enrolled in Nikan at this point yet. At least I don't think you have in the 3 or 4 whatever hours we have spoken last. You know, the faces that you're seeing on this call, some of them are real high performance people. Some of them have been in Nikan for decades, like me. So we definitely represent a genre, if you will. And maybe we'll get to some of these stories, because there's no point in not telling stories when you've got people on the line who are hearing for the first time. But I did want to say, first of all, the reason we do these events, these major events, is it's not so much for us, because we're already in love with the idea. Yet it's great to be reminded. Like I said, I was inspired, as were most of you probably who are on the call, inspired with some of the new stories. Again, Leo, who's always a showpiece these days. Congratulations, Leo, on your recognition. And what was the top? It was top PGV for sure in Canada, but I think it was the MVP. Is that what you got? What was it? Was it the MVP for the month? Cool. So the point being is, those of us who've been around, we like to see other people succeeding, and we like to be reminded that it's all fresh for a lot of people. But for those who have invited guests, if you had guests on this weekend's call, you were working. Even though you were watching, if you had guests, you were working. Your business was growing, because these calls have an impact. I can say a lot about Nikan, and I'm pretty good at it. I've had some practice. But when you hear so many different people in real time, and we're not talking about a video that was recorded, you know, a year ago or 2 years ago or whatever, just we're talking about people that are having the success of Nikan right now. It's fresh. It's a fresh perspective. Times have changed. People are using different language today than they were maybe a year ago. So it's great for somebody who's new looking at Nikan and seeing such a broad array of personalities and successes. So if you're not using these events as part of your business building strategy, the first thing I would do is go check out. You can find this calendar online. In fact, as soon as you log into your My Nikan in your back office, you'll see a link to this calendar. Click on it and make certain that you add the dates. I'm just going to mute you out, Solange. I think I'm getting a bit of feedback from you. Make sure you isolate those dates in the calendar. So for instance, we just did June. So July coming up, what we've got in July that's unique and special is, I guess you don't know if you can see that, that's Master Day. So Master Day, unlike Seiko Kai, is a full 4 hours. So there's going to be a lot of things in addition to what you saw, which you'll probably include, I'm guessing, I'm pretty sure they're going to include some type of a product feature, because we launched the new True Elements skincare line, the revitalized skincare line. So I'm pretty sure they're going to have, if they don't have it this time, they may have it next time, but they've got that speaker lined up as well, plus some personal development stuff. So again, if you're trying to showcase why Nikken is a great business for people to be investing their energy in. These events that are live and online are a fantastic showcase to let them know that it's real. It's really real. So plan your calendar accordingly. Make sure that you've got what we call the big rocks. The big rocks are the events that are the non-negotiables. Make sure that the Nikken, Seiko Kai, and I call them Mastermind, but it's Master Day events are in your non-negotiables. These are events that really make a difference. So since you're going to be at it, since you're planning to be at it, then don't plan to be alone. Make certain that you're doing things to encourage people to attend, whether members of your team or new guests. There's always something in it for somebody. Okay, actually, we have a few of the members who are on that call that are on this line tonight. Barbara Bertucci, you were a guest speaker and you did a great job telling your story. My girls loved it. By the way, again, I was just saying for those of you who just joined us, my girls are a great barometer for how things are happening. And I have to say, I love that comment. I think it was you, Barbara, who said you don't have to be named Barbara to be successful in Nikken. I think everybody was a Barbara on that call. That was kind of cute. I see Barb Satterwhite is on the line here. She was excellent as well. Jeannie Zidane is here. She was on the call. Who else was? Barbara Richmond was on the call. Who else? And Leo LeMay, all of you. Mary, I think you did a piece on the call as well. Congratulations. Just really great stuff, guys. I just want to compliment you all because that's one of the things that I enjoy doing is recognizing your achievements and being a speaker and, you know, showcasing your talents for everybody. I think is a great contribution to the community. By the way, Barb Satterwhite, where are you, Barb? There you are. Barb, I got to tell you, you did that relationshiping or I guess shipping business presentation. The first time I saw you do that was in Toronto a couple of years ago. And it was great then, but man, was it over the top great this time. You really nailed it. I thought that was such a great presentation because it encapsulates our, would you mind mentioning the 3 points right here? What are those 3 main points?
Can I come back to you right now? I'm trying to finish up a call. Sorry.
Okay, multitasking. Well done. Very good. All right. Okay, well.
She has her team going. And I think that's something to underline, Mike, that I'm looking to see what to incorporate along with what Nikken's doing with the rhythm. And you're so beautiful at the rhythm. And, you know, we used to count how many legs do we have there at the events, right? I mean, it was like a big deal. I have 6 legs. Oh my gosh. So that's the exciting part. So there's a little bit where we can't find out who's on the call. That's kind of intriguing and not okay. And other areas, it's like, oh my gosh, did my guest make it or not? And so what I'm looking at is the meeting after the meeting, right?
Okay, that's a great point.
Not a luncheon, but a connecting and collaborating. I don't know if it needs to be, I know we want to have it after, but I almost want to have it before to make sure everybody's on. So anyway, that was another thing.
Okay, no, but you bring up a really good point. As a business building exercise, if you're going to participate in the event and you know you've got people coming, then definitely have a get together afterwards, even if it's for 5 or 10 minutes, just to get some feedback. I think that's a critical component. One of the things that we do at live events, I insist on doing with my team, is we go for lunch or we go for dinner, but we always go somewhere together after the main event so that we can just, you know, blow off some steam and just talk and get to see how they, you know, how they made it through that event, what they gained from that perspective. And it's just a great relationship building exercise.
Well,
and Barb,
I was thinking that we could get on and then do the 5-minute music thing and everybody go run, get something to eat and then come back because, you know, they're probably a little hungry or thirsty or something. So I was thinking, how can we incorporate it so it's just relaxed and they're not thinking they got to go do this or that or, you know, get food. So, but That's an interesting thing that you mentioned, the luncheon, you know, because it is a time to connect.
Yeah, this is, we're building a community, and so connections are everything. Madeline, you have your hand up. Would you want to jump in?
Yeah, I'd just like to comment. It was a lock-in event for my regulars, those that come to eat and those that have tuned in elsewhere. And I want to edify Jeannie. What I asked, what one thing did you take away? And the one who's been coming forever said she was so turned on by Jeannie because it was something a little different. And what she learned is that Nikan doesn't have to be something extra to do. It was incorporated into what she was doing as she was doing this other business of hers, and just her a positive spirit and so forth. And so I thought that was a great takeaway. And then the little meeting afterwards with some ahas and questions about, for the first time, some of the incentives. Now, asking for clarification and how did you earn that for the one now that has the second and third level D. And so that could be clarified, and her second and third level were at another Zoom in, and they were texting one another. So that was exciting. And hearing Barb differently this time too, the shipping and she had the help. I have to edify Mary Bowser. Mary Bowser she's our technical expert here, and she helped Barbara Bartucci, the two Barbaras. And so this kind of collaboration and community building comes from these events that we are meeting and working with one another, other mastermind teams.
If I may,
and so forth.
Madeline, if I may, I want to go across the board here and just everybody say where you're calling in from. Let's start with you, Madeline.
Okay, I'm Lorain, Ohio. I'm a platinum and been with Nikan 23 years this past May, and I'm excited about the next 23.
Awesome. Barb Armstrong.
Barbara, I'm from Brights Grove, Ontario. I've been with Nikan 20 some years. I'm a silver. I'm trying to rekindle things. Never stop loving the products and using them and talking about them. But
and your background, you're a retired principal, correct?
I was retired principal,
yeah.
Professional cellist, and just life got complicated and busy, but the products have always been part of the life. So
awesome. Barbara Richmond. You're on mute, Barb.
Thank you. I'm Barbara Richmond from a little farming community in northwestern Ontario, or southwestern Ontario, about 2 hours away from Michael. And I've been in Nikan 22 years. I'm a platinum, and I have basically relaunched my business after having it sitting on the back burner for a while. I'm loving it. More passionate now than ever before.
Wonderful. Thu Hao.
Yes.
Where are you calling in from?
I am from Montreal, Quebec, Canada, and I am in the financial area for years and in management. And now I'm joining Nikan. I really love it because people are so nice, products are so good, and I enjoy doing business with Nikan.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Monsieur Liu.
I'm from Laval, Quebec, Montreal area. I've been in Nikan 23 years this month. Okay, but I'm relaunched my business for 2017 when Nikan launch a new marketing plan, and it's very good. It's very good for me for a year and a half.
Yes, and you've enjoyed some luxurious trips with Nikan, haven't you?
Yes.
Wonderful. Ron and Renee, where are you calling in from?
Calling in from Lake Orion, which is north of Detroit by about 45 minutes. And we've been in Nikan for 25 years using the products and not always building the business, but putting more of a focus on it right now.
Great. Awesome. Thanks for joining. Tiana, where are you coming in from? Oh, I guess I mentioned earlier, but there's some people just came.
I'm calling in from Colorado. I normally live in Vancouver, Canada, but I'm in Colorado right now. And this is my day number 1 with Nikan. So we're still learning, but I'm really excited to be here.
Terrific. Awesome. Thanks for joining us. Mary Robson.
I am in a town south of Vancouver called White Rock, British Columbia, and I'm a silver.
Wonderful. Solange. You're going to practice your English, Solange.
Yes, I practice my English. I live in Quebec City and I speak French. What is your question?
No, that's it. Just where you were calling from.
Okay. Quebec City, beautiful city.
Merci.
In Canada.
Beautiful.
In
city.
Canada.
Yeah. Dawn Marie.
Hello, I am from Sacramento, California, and I've been with Niken for just about a year now.
Wonderful. Having fun?
I'm having a blast. Yes, I'm learning so much.
Fantastic. Mary Browser.
Mary Bowser from near Winchester, Virginia, and I'm celebrating my 20th year in Niken Platinum and rebuilding.
Terrific. Sue Gruber.
Hi, I'm Sue Gruber from Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio. Just think of Cleveland or Akron, that's where I am. And I've been with Niken. Our 16th anniversary is July 1st. And a few years ago, I got to retire and went from part-time Niken to full-time Niken. And I love all the things that are happening. I'm very excited about everything that is going on.
How about you, Barb Satterwhite?
Well, I'm from Richmond, Virginia, but I have to say Barbara Armstrong, that was my maiden name. So when you called Barbara Armstrong, I was ready to say something.
That's funny.
Richmond, Virginia.
Barbara shared that the name of your team is the A team because of Armstrong, is it not?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Well, there's a lot of reasons, but anyway, 25 years in Niken and Richmond, Virginia, and Platinum.
Now I'm going to come back to you, Barb, because I do want to get those 3 points from your presentation. Okay, Wes Davis.
Yeah, hi. I'm in Chicago, Illinois. I've been I signed up with Niken about 16 years ago, and I'm rebuilding. What else would you like to know?
Nothing, but I wanted to comment on your red shirt. You look great in red. All right, I'm not sure who Colombe, is that your name, Colombe?
Yes, Colombe means white dove in English.
Yes. Where are you calling from?
So I'm calling from Laval, Quebec, near where Leo lives.
Oh, fantastic.
I have known Niken, some 20 years ago, and I came back this year. So I knew the products, and I enjoy very much how Niken improve his product. This is fantastic, and I see already a lot of great benefits for the health, and I can see other kind of benefits for the future financially and all these 5 pillars. So I'm working on it, and I rebuilt.
Wonderful.
I'm very, very happy.
Wonderful. Glad to have
I
you.
had something funny that happened to me. You know, when you meet someone and you have, the tickling, when you're very happy, the trees are greener, the sun is.
We call that love. I think
Yes, that's what I felt. So that's it.
Wonderful. Oh, that's really nice. That's a great way of expressing it. Well, that's how we feel. Paul Gabias, where are you calling it from?
I'm calling from Kelowna, British Columbia, Canada. I'm a gold Niken wellness consultant. I've been with Niken for 21 years, and platinum is going to happen very soon. So
awesome. Congrats. Barb Bertucci, you're calling in from?
Oh, St. Pete Beach, Florida.
Terrible place. Just such an awful place.
Someone's got to.
Someone's got to live there.
Someone's got to live there. It was warmer in California than it was here this past week. So, hey, we have the wind and the beautiful water. So
beautiful.
And I've been with Niken 26 years.
Awesome. Nancy Clyde, you're calling in from? This is the first time I'm hearing some of this. I don't even know where you guys are calling in from. Okay, Nancy, I'm not sure if you're hearing me, but if you can unmute, jump in and tell us where you're calling in from. Meanwhile, Jeannie. Jeannie, where are you calling in from?
Hello, hello. I'm calling in from Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh,
Sorry, I
wow.
haven't been on screen here.
That's okay.
Moving around.
We
moving
enjoyed you
around.
on screen on Saturday. Well done.
I loved it. And thank you. I'm glad there was some benefit there. And I sure reaped a lot too. So that's wonderful. I'm coming up on, golly, I think 17 years in September. So, and ready to launch again. So
Good
I'm
timing.
excited.
I like the pitch, the pitch.
Nancy,
It's
I saw
fun.
you unmute there. Are you with us? Where are you calling in from? Okay, maybe I was wrong. Linda Morse, where are you calling in from?
Hi there, Mike. I'm sorry, I'm traveling right now, so I'm not on camera. I'm calling in from the beautiful Pacific Northwest near Seattle. And I have been with Nick, and it will be 15 years in August. And I am refiring my distributorship to gold.
Wonderful. Angelica.
Yes, I'm just right here. So I live close to Montreal. I've been with Niken since 2019. I am silver and looking forward to become platinum pretty soon.
Wonderful. And you have a good coach and mentor to work with. So follow his instruction. Yeah.
Thank you.
June, where are you calling in from? Oh, you're on mute. You're on mute, June.
Fort Worth, Texas.
Nice. We're getting a lot of states represented here. And you've been with Niken how long now?
Probably 19, 20 years.
Wow. So we got like a boatload of veterans here on tonight's call. Awesome. Dana, can you hear us? Where are you calling in from?
I'm calling from Rawdon. It's half an hour from Montreal.
All right. So Quebec is well represented. And how long with Niken?
Since December, this December.
Awesome. So 6 months.
Yeah, but since March, I'm a consultant.
Oh, okay. So you were a customer first and then became a consultant after. Right on.
That's
Good stuff. How about Don? Don, where are you calling in from? We don't have Don. There he is.
Preston, Pennsylvania.
All right. And you've been with Niken how long, Don?
20 years.
Another veteran.
21, really.
Awesome. And how about SoCal? Who's SoCal?
That's Yoko.
Yes, I know. It's the mystery guest. JJ Howe, how about you?
Fort Walton Beach, Florida, near Eglin Air Force Base, and January the 1st.
You've been in Niken just since January 1?
Yes, sir.
Cool. Congratulations. Welcome.
Thank you.
How about Susan? Susan France, I think you're our last.
I am calling in from Wellington, Ohio, which is about southwest of Cleveland. And I was a customer several years ago when my teenagers were little to use some of the products, and then now been coming back to work it as a business since the beginning of this year.
Fantastic. Awesome.
Susan is a special ed teacher and a mother of 9 in a blended family.
Oh my, wow.
Of that, yes, 40 years old.
Fantastic. Well, you know what? You've got company. Ben, my sponsor, he's what, 46, I think, and he's got 8 kids. So we'll have to make sure you make that introduction so you guys can share notes, because I'm sure it's a busy house.
Yes.
And he does a great job of Niken, so he could give you some pointers, I'm sure. Well, Barb, let's come back to you because, like I said, your presentation on shipping was fantastic. What are those 3 main points that you make?
Well, your shipping business consists of friendshipping, relationshipping, and partnership.
Can you just touch a few little details on each one?
Yeah, friendshipping is just being out there, being a friend, contacting new people and friendshipping them, and or connecting. What I find very valuable is connecting with old friends. So make a friend wherever you go. The thing that I think, and I say all the time, people make this too hard. There's no lack of people. And the main thing is be happy, enjoy what you're doing, and you're going to naturally attract the people. It's just incredible. So friendshipping is the start. And you know what? You have to be really patient. You're friendshipping people for the reason you want to see them and know them. You're not there to try and sell them Nikken. And your relationshiping is where you build and build and build. And it may be several times before you ever mention Nikken. So remember, it's not about you, it's about them, and building that relationship. Because when you build that relationship, you build trust. And as Zig Ziglar says, when people like you, they'll, buy, he goes, buys from you, but when they trust you, they'll do business with you. So you got to build the trust. So the relationshiping is very, very important. And that takes patience, it takes consistency, persistence, it's posture, and being yourself, being authentic, being real, being happy, do what you want to do. And I gave so many examples of all the things I do that are fun, and I've got customers because of it. So, and consultants. So
You blew my daughters away with all the stuff that you do. You do more than they do.
I love it. Yeah. And I have to say, it just gives me such pleasure to, even when I pull those slides together, my skydiving and my skiing and all that, I forget that I've done all that. It's just part of being fun in life. And of course, partnershiping. And that's where it becomes, what's the word I want? Challenging, because you need to be clear on how you're going to partner with your customers, partner with your consultants. And through the thread of all of that is following up, no matter whether it's just a friendship, it's following up with them. Don't lose sight of them. And I mentioned, if you don't have it, guys, get contact mapping on your app.
Good.
It's incredible for your personal as well as everything else follow-up, because that's the hardest thing to do, is keep up with your follow-ups, but it's the most important thing to do.
Is that
So-
an app that you use on your phone?
Yep.
Okay.
Contact mapping, and they'll send you little quick videos. And I mean, it's intuitive, but it's an incredible app. I can put in Mike DiMuccio, call tomorrow, why, and you can put all these hashtags, and then look up people for whatever they're doing. But say I put that I wanted to see you tomorrow or call you tomorrow, but I didn't get to it, I'll just change the date. But right from the app, when that comes up today that I'm to call you, I have my option of texting, emailing, or calling right there.
Mike, it looks like this little orange guy.
Which one on the left? The one on the, okay,
Yeah,
I
the
see it.
little orange
Yeah,
C
The
with
big
the
C,
star.
the big
Okay.
C. But truly, guys, and it's free, download it. They give classes on it. It's truly a wonderful app. So that's kind of the nuts and bolts
Awesome.
of it.
Fantastic. Again, it was just
If I
really
could-
good.
If I could say something about her activity for your girls and for Tiana and for Susan, across the lifespan, Barbara, it's 24, 25 years already. So bone health and the wellness on lifestyle, she was skiing this past winter as well. And that's even with early osteoporosis, but all that prevention needs to start when you're 21 and 40. And so these are technologies that we should be using along the lifespan so that we can be doing that at our age.
The other
Fantastic.
key is not to fall.
Well, even if you do, you have Nikken to save you. Tom Chernell, he's the fellow who developed that contact tracing, I was just told by Barb Richmond, and he's a friend. He's one of the people, like a network marketer master. He's in this book called The 4-Year Career that features him. I'm also in this book, in the back of this book. A great tool, by the way. If you are not using this, let me remind you, a lot of people don't really understand our business. They think they do until you start talking to them, and then they start telling you what they think it is, and then you realize, yeah, they don't know what this business is, or they don't really appreciate the value. And so this little booklet called The 4-Year Career was put together by Richard Bliss Brook. You can get it from blissbusiness.com. And I order it in bulk, and I send it out to people all the time. And his wife wrote one as well, sort of a different context from a female's perspective, same idea for your career, but more apropos, I think, for women, speaking from that point of view. And if you haven't got this copy from him, the Mach 2 with your hair on fire, you guys know how how much we talk about the law of attraction and how we attract into our life according to our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, and what we entertain in our mind. And this great little book is sort of the synthesis of things that he picked up. I'm gonna have to mute that. The things that he picked up over the years, and some of those things from my look at all those notes that you've got. Awesome. So good stuff. Good material. I wanted to share one thing that I just
Send him a picture of this. He wanted to use it for one of his promos.
Oh, it's a great book. Obviously, you're using it well. And let me
Can I underline something really quickly from
Sure.
Barb Satterwhite? Barb, one of the things that I think that might be omitted in the partner shipping is the association and the visualization. So because when you're brand new, association or holding someone as a mentor, mentee, you know, being a mentor, mentee with someone is very, very valuable. But even if they don't know it, you can hold them in your future as someone to strive to be like, look like, you know, have that goal oriented. I want to speak like them. I want to be as present as them. And the association, which now we have to create a little differently on Zoom, but we do that with three-way phone calls. We do that with personal Zooms and, you know, FaceTiming and such. And that way they actually can see different other people that are successful in NECAN that can say, well, if they did that, I could do that, you know, and it starts to see, you start to get that visualization of owning it as silver, as gold, as that stepping along the way. But I think that's really important.
Awesome. Thank you. And I'll open the floor in a minute. I just want to share one thing with you before we do that. So I'm still tweaking our page to share with people. So, gosh, where did I put it now?
Mike, did you get my request to put the US catalog on that?
It's there. I'll show you.
Okay.
So yeah, let me just get to that. Click
I
there.
haven't been in it in a
Come
couple
back.
weeks.
Okay, so here we are. Better way. Okay, so the royalalliance.com/a-better-way, the royalalliance.com/a-better-way is this page. Please share this page with people to help them get informed about NECAN. And let me just scroll through you with what it entails. It's an introduction. Welcome to the NECAN community, etc. Just tells them a little bit about, these links are there for them to learn a little bit more about who we are and what we do. And the videos that I've included was a favorite, NECAN and the 5 Pillars of Wellness. This video, which includes people from all over NECAN, sharing a few minutes about their take on NECAN and expressing the concepts of the 5 pillars. I think it's one of my favorite videos of all. The PyMag waterfall features, that's there so that people can see we actually do have products, and you know, gives them a little bit of details about something to pique their interest on looking further into our products. And of course, water being such an important category. The presentation by Dr. help my mind here. Gary Lindner, thank you. He did a fantastic Water Matters presentation, so it really helps a person appreciate what is the importance of hydration. So even just that video alone is packed with great information. So they're coming away from this page with knowledge. The Better Way presentation, which I believe was done by Ben, a great presentation showing NECAN from a broader perspective in terms of business, comparing it to the world we're living in terms of business. A few other links where the products are concerned. Another presentation on sleep, very fitting considering we now have the new Kenko Nature Rest Fit. Why I Can't Sleep, done by Dr. Gary Lindner. And then we go into some documents so they can download these documents or review. So Barb, here's where it is. It says Canada, US. You click either one and it'll give you the appropriate catalog.
Did it have it initially though? Because when I
Yeah, no, it's been that way. I think maybe one of the links were broken and we had to fix the links.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Thanks.
I did add this one here though, the Wellness Home Packs. So now we have the Wellness Home Packs PDF, which was released on Saturday. So if you click on here, we now have the Wellness Home Pack. So this is really great to help people learn about how they can get their wellness home or wellness business going with these packs. So great promo tool. So that's now available to you to share with people and get that information process underway. So this doesn't have to be a long call tonight, but I would like to open up the floor. Does anybody have any comments that they'd like to make, either about the event that we just had or some of the stuff that we're doing now that you're finding is working? Anybody? Yeah, Barb?
Can I say something about one of the products?
Sure, Wes, go ahead. I'm going to Barb next.
Well, last month, we were talking about the grounding pad, and I was explaining it to somebody, and after a while, it just dawned on me I hadn't been using it. And I'm an avid pickleball player. I don't know how many of you play pickleball or have seen it, but it's a very fast play. You get a ball going back and forth between two people moving pretty fast. And I realized that I wasn't tracking the ball very well, and I wasn't responding fast enough. And it suddenly dawned on me, knowing how the body works, that my body didn't have enough free electrons in it. And so I put the grounding pad on my lap so I could feed my body in both directions. And the next day, I had no problem tracking and responding to the ball. And it's all about getting those free electrons into the body, like free electrons into, what makes a conductor. It has to have free electrons in it. Otherwise, it's not a conductor.
That's a great point.
And so, yeah, that's your background, isn't it? But
yeah,
mine too. But anyway, what I realized is that having the wire packed with free electrons allows, when one goes in one end of the wire, it pushes one out the other end of the wire. But if there's gaps in there, it's going to slow down the process. And by getting the free electrons back into my body, my eyes were feeding the brain, which had to feed all the rest of every place else in my body to respond, needed to be packed with free electrons.
I've never thought of it that way, but that's a really great point. Both of us, as an engineering background, of course, we can appreciate this, but think of it. If your body is an electrochemical system that it's communicating via nerves, and those communications are electrical in nature, then how does that work? There has to be free electrons. Otherwise, the communication doesn't happen. Electricity doesn't flow unless there's electrons to flow. So if there's gaps, as you point out, which could be because of any number of things, for instance, our diet, our lack of hydration.
Electromagnetic environment steals free electrons from the body on a regular.
Absolutely, it does. Absolutely, it does. When you turn on a light switch on your wall, you're augmenting your body's electrochemical system. So how do we bring balance? Well, back in the day when we were, normal human beings, we used to walk around barefoot on the grass and whatever. Before they invented rubber, we actually had a lot of connectivity to the earth, and we were picking up the free electrons from the earth, which is where we get it from. But with the advent of rubber soles in the 60s, that all changed. So many of us are carrying around this imbalance. And so, yeah, thanks to this grounding pad, which, by the way, I sleep with. I have it on my bed, and it's perfect because I don't have to think about it. It's there every night, and it's there for a good night. And so, yeah, bringing all that back into my system, regulating everything, balancing everything. So how many of you are using the grounding pad?
I have it.
So
pretty much
one of the gals in my group
me
plays basketball with me, and the thing I noticed about her is she always responded very quickly. And then I found out she was sleeping on the grounding pad.
You know what? Again, that makes sense. So your speed of your thought, your body's ability to react physically, all of this is a function of your body's connectedness. So yeah. Well, who was I going to? Barb, you wanted to make a comment.
Yeah, I'm going to add to what Wes said. I sleep on the grounding pad, but I also have one underneath my laptop. So if I'm watching a video and I'm not actively typing, my arms are resting on the grounding pad, but it's there all the time. So I'm staying ahead of getting loaded with the bad stuff.
Well, Wi-Fi, you know, if you're sitting next to your phone, it's talking to your Wi-Fi, it's talking to the towers around it. And if that's happening, you're in the middle of that field of energy. Your body is an antenna and it's responsive to this energy. What do you have to neutralize that? To give your body a chance to breathe without being bombarded with some electrical signal that's fogging it up. It's the grounding. But if you're not connected to ground, which we aren't mostly, this is the solution. So having one at your desk is a very good idea. And of course, having one in bed. There's a great video, if you haven't seen it yet, called Earthing, another one called Grounding, but you can look this stuff up online and get some solid information. And we're talking about earthing can happen in seconds. So they said there's no limit to how much you can get, but you're getting a benefit even if you just connect with it for a matter of seconds. So that's how susceptible we are to this, you know, electricity and these negative ions. So
make an announcement about Rhythm of the Business this Thursday night on A Better Way. We have Gary Bolton coming back. He's the diamond with the highest number of the top 10 retailers. So
fantastic.
He's coming, yeah, he has a barn lofter. So he's coming out of the loft of the barn back into action again. So he'll be the guest speaker. And anybody here, we want to feature a guest speaker 3 weeks out of the 4. So please call either.
So again, your time slot, Madeline?
8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it's The Better Way, the same Better Way.
On this channel, on this Zoom channel.
Yep. Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific. So that's this weekend. And then Saturday at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, Dave Rolfe has a new series. This is lesson number 5. It'll be recorded to be watching on his Dave Rolfe, but it's a compensation plan. And with the dialogue and the questions on the compensation plan, he said that it may be 2 sessions long. So live with question and answers on Saturday, but then you can look at the recording afterwards.
Fantastic. Thank you for that. And does anybody have any other announcements so we know what's going on or what to plug into? Barb, you have your hand up?
I just wrote it in the chat. Thursday morning, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 Central, 8 a.m. Pacific. I have a sharing. I am doing the Leo LeMay, you're famous, buddy. We are working your sharing like your Monday night. And I just kind of introduce a little bit about the hot technologies and such, and to invite your friends and to have it. But we just share testimonies and keep it to about 15 minutes, and then we open it up for Q&A. And it's quite fun. It's you know, it's interesting. You get great testimonies and such. I'm trying really hard not to use that word, testimonies.
Personal stories. Okay, wait,
yes,
can you
so-
tell me what the channel is that it's on?
It's on this one.
Okay,
Weekend
and
Lunch.
again, the time?
11 a.m. Eastern, 10 Central, and 8 Pacific. So it's in the middle of the day. It's a morning.
Okay, that's
And
great.
it's fun. Thanks.
That's great. So one of Leo's brand pieces of his system is those stories, inviting people to hear stories and
the
just
beauty
about the
of it is-
products.
The beauty of it, Mike, and it was like, aha, I should have had a V8 kind of thing. I never got that if my guests didn't get on the Zoom to follow up with that email video. So I do send it to the people that are on that call. I send that out. I'll put it on WhatsApp if it's ever totally clean. We have had a few little pain words here and there, so please don't use the pain word if you come on board. But I tell you, it's amazing because you don't care whether your guest shows up or not.
Because the stories
You
are
might
so
not
great.
make that. You follow up with the video.
Wait, so you're
Follow up
recording
with
them
the video
all?
by you. I
Are you
do.
Okay. And where are they being made available to watch?
Well, I'm putting them on WhatsApp on a few of, and I'll put it on the tools or the
Yeah, or
the
share it with the
core-
core consultant.
Yeah, it's just that the ones that I had thus far, we've only had 5, have had some issue of
Okay,
some sort.
well, okay, fair enough. You want to clean them up a bit, but hey, share, you know, that
Yes, I sure
if
will.
it's on the core
Barb-
consultant chat, at least that's an internal chat, so we can.
Barb did an amazing one. Barbara Richmond did an amazing one about her burn and her face. It was just amazing, Barbara. We'll do it again, or I'll learn how to edit that word out. But,
Okay,
yeah.
perfect. Thanks.
You know, it was another testimonial that was on the same day as mine that prevented you from sharing it.
Yes.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay, Barb, Richmond, last point, and then we'll call it a night. What was your comment?
One of the reasons why I'm showing progress in my business right now with my relaunch, the course that I took with Richard Brook, he had us tracking every day our activities. And I've continued to do it. And he broke it down for us. If you speak to one person a day, what the results would be. If you speak to 2 people a day, what the results could be, and so forth. And some days maybe you intend to speak to 4 or 5 people and you can't do it. But another day you might speak to twice the number. But I'm tracking everything. And I'm at the point now, it's become a habit that if I don't do it, I feel like my day has been cheated. And I'm connecting with people that I haven't talked to in years. And it's following up with what Barb was talking about, rebuilding relationships. Niken hasn't come into a lot of the conversations, but I'm rebuilding relationships and quite excited because I believe some of them, like what happened last month, I can see the same thing happening again and again, as long as I continue. So that's my new daily method of operation. And I have an accountability partner that I report to every day on how many calls I've made or contacts. It doesn't have to just be calls. It can be a text, it can be an email, it can be a phone call. And
Okay, so I'm going to recap on that because I think those of you who've talked about relaunching your business or getting a little bit more involved in your business, 2 major points made right there. What's your daily method of operation? What is your DMO? If you don't have a DMO, which means you can count on it, it's the non-negotiable that you're going to do every single day, like a business owner would do. Can you imagine a business owner who doesn't open their business every day? They're not going to have a business very long. So what's your DMO? Define it. Is it 1 call a day? Is it 2 calls a day? When you consider this as a business, that you can actually own a business that's worth owning with 1 call a day, I don't know how many businesses would survive with that little bit of activity, but this is a business that can thrive with that kind of consistency because of the compound effect. Again, very well explained in Richard's book, where is it? The 4-Year Career, the idea of the compound effect. So whatever it is, do it with some consistency over time and it compounds. One of the core principles of how we build this business. And the second point you made, Barb, was have an accountability partner. I can tell you right now, the second you do that, have an accountability partner, then you're giving permission to somebody else to hold you accountable to your objective. It's not their objective, it's your objective. And you're just saying, look, keep my feet to the fire because I want to make this thing happen. And I just need somebody to keep me on my toes. And the reason why that's relevant in our business is because you're in your own business. And we may have been fantastic employees for somebody, but maybe this is your first kick at the can as a self-employed person, which means you don't have somebody telling you what to do. You don't have a clock to punch. There's not that same demand on your time and attention because it's your time and your attention. So it's really on you to govern yourself properly. And that's why if you give yourself permission or give an accountability partner permission to check in with you, then you're going to ensure your own commitment to self and get the job done. So
if I can add to that.
Sure.
Richard doesn't call it an accountability partner. That's essentially what it is. He said, pick a champion. So my accountability partner is my champion. And so we don't talk every day, but I share my stats with her every day and she shares with me. Neither one of us did any calls yesterday. We observed Father's Day, but today's back to business again. But I set a timer on my phone. I have to make so many contacts within a certain amount of time. When that timer goes off, if there's something else pressing that I need to do, I can go and do that. But when that's done, if I want to come back and make some more contacts, there's nothing stopping me from doing it.
Alrighty then. Good stuff tonight, folks. Good tips.
Mike, can I make one
Yeah.
other announcement?
Sure.
We have, excuse me, Happy Hydration Hour every Friday night at 7:30 Eastern. And that's just demonstration of our water products. And I can tell you, 2 weeks ago, I had a guest on, they immediately bought the water pack. This has happened several times, actually. So if you have people that are new that don't know our water products, it's a great way to.
Barb, what are the coordinates for that call
I put it on the
chat here?
on the chat. It's a
Okay.
Zoom, and the Zoom number's on there and the password.
Okay, so the Zoom number, everybody wants to write this down, 794-4613-9964. And the password in capital letters is PIMAG, spelled PIMAG. Can you do me a favor, Barb? Can you just, you have a promo that you send out on the
She's
call?
got a beautiful postcard about it, Mike.
Okay, so maybe you can just send that postcard again on the chat, on our team chat.
The other thing her team does is on Mondays. Are you going to do that, Barb, on Mondays?
Actually, we just did it tonight, and here's an interesting thought. I had somebody call me out of the blue this afternoon who's interested in bone density, and we got into water or whatever. I said, well, by the way, at 6:30, if you want to jump on, we're going to do a general wellness home tour. Well, she jumped on and was very good. In fact, Dawn Marie, who's on here, was very good because she asked, how do I get started? And she says, start with water. So, I mean, that was just a call this afternoon, just happened to send it to her and say, if you're available, and she jumped on. So it's how we go through the whole wellness home and what our general product line looks like. And we have fun doing it in 6 different homes. So.
Would you mind, Barb, just giving your credentials before we wrap up? Because I think.
My credentials?
Yes, so from your background.
Yeah, nursing. I was in nursing for 30 years and was introduced to Nikken while skiing, and then the rest is history. So, yeah, and I loved my nursing career, but I can tell you this is much more fun.
So your Happy Hydration Hour is at
6:30 on 6:30 on Mondays is the healthy home tour.
Wait, is it on the same channel?
No.
Okay,
And
so
then
we need to
8
get you
p.m.
sorted out
is-
on that so we can get your channel.
It's on the Nikken Connect.
Okay. Oh, it is. So that's on this channel then, or is it a different channel still?
No.
Okay, so the Nikken Connect, for those of you who don't have this, this is a document that has the calls scheduled that we already know about and are locked in. So we may have to do a revision, Barb, soon so we can get all those other things locked in as well. Because if it's
But those
working, we
two-
want to.
Those two are on there.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so it's already on the Nikken Connect. If you don't have that, just ask one of us. It's a WhatsApp away. By the way, if you're not on the Nikken Core Consultant WhatsApp group chat, please ask one of us to send you the link so you can join it, because that's where this happens 24/7, where you get access to this kind of information, tools, latest videos, and whatnot. So an invaluable way to stay connected. Wow. Okay. No more? Good. Okay. Thanks for joining, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. Look for this video replay on the chat in moments. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Good night.
Mike.